This is a public service announcement brought to you in part by Slim Shady. The views and events expressed here are totally fucked and are not necessarily the views of anyone. However, the events and suggestions that appear on this album are not to be taken lightly. Children should not partake in the listening in this album with laces in their shoes. Slim Shady is not responsible for your actions upon purchasing this album. You have agreed not to try this at home. Anything else? The President and the Press address before the American Newspaper Publishers of their Association, in April 27, 1961. President John F. Kennedy, Waldorf Astoria Hotel, New York City, April 27, 1961. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate very much your generous invitation to be here tonight. You bear heavy responsibilities these days, and an article one reads some time ago reminded me of how particularly heavily the burdens of present-day events bear upon your profession. You may remember that in 1851 the New York Herald Tribune, under the sponsorship and publishing of Horace Greeley, employed as its London correspondent an obscure journalist by the name of Karl Marx. We are told that foreign correspondent Marx, stone-broken with a family ill and undernourished, constantly appealed to Greeley and managing editor for an increase in his munificent salary of $5 per installment, a salary which he and Engels ungratefully labeled as the lousiest petty bourgeois cheating. But when all his financial appeals were refused, Marx looked around for other means of livelihood and fame, eventually terminating his relationship with the Tribune and devoting his talents full-time to the cause that would bequeath the world the seeds of Leninism, Stalinism, revolution, and the Cold War. If only this capitalistic New York newspaper had treated him more kindly, if only Marx had remained a foreign correspondent, history might have been different, and I hope all publishers will bear this lesson in mind the next time they receive a poverty-stricken appeal for a small increase in the expense account from an obscure newspaper man. I have selected as the title of my remarks tonight, The President and the Press. Some may suggest that this would be more naturally worded, The President versus the Press, but those are not my sentiments tonight. It is true, however, that when a well-known diplomat from another country demanded recently that our State Department repudiate certain newspaper attacks on his colleague, it was unnecessary for us to reply that this administration was not responsible for the press, for the press had already made it clear that it was not responsible for this administration. They used to tell me I was crazy, now they listen to me like, maybe, man, it's been a dream, it's been a while since I've been without the passion it's been for so long now, and like I said, it's way more than just something I want to be. This ain't about me just wanting to be famous. To me it's not about wanting to make money, it's like a part of my life now. You know, I never wanted the lifestyle, I just pray to God that my son will be alright now. I said ain't no love for the other side or anyone who ever wanted this, no joke. When I die I'm going out as the underdog who never lost hope. Let's go back, cause I've been there and I know how it feels to lose your way and lose the real you. Once knew that you existed, and I know how it feels to go astray and feel the pain you feel like something's missing. I've been there. I always wanted to have that dream, so I started writing songs, I started writing stories. It was just something about it, it just always seemed this was for me. Only the ones I really love will ever really know me. Once I was 20 years old and my story got told before the morning sun. When life was lonely I only see my goals. I don't believe in failure cause I know the smallest voices, they can make it major. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step to finding this blueprint. The baby born blue. All I know is you came to me when I was at my lowest, you picked me up, breathed new life in me. I owe my life to you, for the life of me. I don't see why you don't see like I do, but it just dawned on me, you lost a son, demons fighting you, it's dark, let me turn on the lights and brighten me and enlighten you. I don't think you realize what you mean to me, not the slightest clue, cause me and you were like a crew. I was like your sidekick. You're going to either want to fight me when I get off this fucking mic, or you're going to hug me. I'm out of options, there's nothing else I can do. I told the world one day I would pay it back, say it on tape and lay it, record it so that one day I could play it back, but I don't even know if I believe it when I'm saying that. Doubt's starting to creep in, every day it's just so gray and black. Hope I just need a ray of that. No one sees my vision when I play it for 'em. They just say it's whack, but they don't know what dope is, and I don't know if I was awake or asleep when I wrote this. I was just so afraid to make a single sound, afraid I would never find a way out, afraid I'd never be found. I don't wanna go another round, an angry man's power will shut you up. You run out of excuses for everyone, so here I am and I will not run. Guts over fear, the time is near. Guts over fear, I shed a tear for all the times I let you push me around and let you keep me down. Now I got guts over fear, feels like it's close, it's coming, so what the fuck am I gonna do? It's too late to start over, this is the only thing I know and I know what it's like, I was there once. Sometimes I just feel like quitting, I still might. Why do I put up this fight? Why do I still write? Sometimes it's hard enough just dealing with real life. Sometimes I want to jump on stage and just kill mics and show these people what my level of skill's like, but I'm still white. Sometimes I just hate life, something ain't right. Hit the brake lights, case of the stage fright, drawing a blank. Like some days I just want to up and call it quits. I feel like my life's like this one great big ball of shit, man, if I could just put it into all I spit, instead of always trying to follow it, instead of always staring at this wall and shit. I can't call it shit, all I know is I'm about to hit the wall if I have to see another one of mom's alcoholic fits. That's all, that's it. I ain't dealing with another fucking politic. Motherfucking punk, put me on your fucking cover just to sell your little sellout mag. I ain't mad, I feel bad. Here's an ad, here's a poster of Ray Ray and his dad. You wanna talk about some shit that you don't know about? I may raise some brows if I press the issue just to get the anger out. Fuck your magazine, I could take the staples out of Savage, but ain't thinking about no bank account. Bitch, I'm off the chain like you don't want to come fuck with me. Shut the fuck up when I'm talking. Lil, bitch, I'm sorry. Wait, what's your talent? Oh, criticizing my talent. Oh, bitch, I don't know who the fuck you all are to give a subpar bar, to even have an opinion of me. If you mention me, millions of views, attention in news. I mention you, lose for me, win for you, billions of views. Your 10 cents are too skim through the music to give a two shits about your reviews to get clicks, but bitch, you just lit the fuse, don't get misconstrued. Business is used, shit list renewed, so get shit to do or get dissed, cause I just don't get what the fuck half the shit is that you're listening to. Do you have any idea how much I hate this choppy flow everyone copies though? Probably no. Get this fucking audio out my audios. I can see why people like it, it's a little catchy, but it's just not me though. I'm not even dissing it, it's just ain't for me. All I am simply is just an MC. Yeah, let's talk about how you're putting your own son out there to try to eat off him cause you missed your boat. You're never gonna flow. Bitch, you're just too slow. No wonder you're sore now. Lordy, you're bored now. I'm pushing 30, you're kicking 40's door down. Bitch, this is war now, and you'll never beat me. All you do is cheat me out of quotables, but you know that you'll always see me on your TV. Nor is it my purpose tonight to discuss or defend the televising of presidential press conferences. I think it is highly beneficial to have some 20 million Americans regularly sit in on these conferences to observe, if I may say so, the incisive, the intelligent, and the courteous qualities displayed by your Washington correspondents. I feel like this is it for me to have this much appeal. Like, this is sick. This is not a game. This fame. In real life, this is sick publicity stunt. My ass can steal my fucking shit. Fuck the guns. I'm done. I'll never look at gas. If I scrap, I'll scrap like I ain't never whipped some ass. I love my fans, but no one ever puts a grasp on the fact I've sacrificed everything I have. I never dreamt I'd get to the level that I'm at. This is whack. This is more than I ever could have asked. Everywhere I go, a hat, a sweater, hood, or mask. What about math? How come I wasn't ever good at that? It's like the boy in the bubble who never could adapt. I'm trapped. If I could go back, I never would have rapped. I sold my soul to the devil. I'll never get it back. I just want to leave this game with the same level head intact. Imagine going from being a no one to seeing everything blow up, and all you did was just grow up emceeing. It's fucking crazy. All I wanted was for you to live this life I never had, but instead I forced myself to live this way. But what you don't know is you got to live it to feel it. If you didn't, you wouldn't get it or see what the big deal is, why it was and it still is to be walking this borderline of darkness. In the city limits it's different, and it's a certain significance, a certificate of authenticity you'd never even see, but it's everything to me. It's my credibility. You've never seen, heard, or met a real MC who's incredible or on the same pedestal as me, but yet still unsigned, having a rough time, sit on the porch with all my friends and kick dumb rhymes, go to work and serve MCs in the lunch line. When it comes crunch time, where did my punchlines go? Who must I show to bust my flow? Where must I go? Who must I know? Or am I just another crab in the bucket cause I ain't having no luck with this little rabbit's foot? Fuck it, maybe I need a new outlet. I'm starting to doubt shit. I'm feeling a little skeptical. Who I hang out with? I live like a bum. Yo, my clothes ain't about shit. At the Salvation Army trying to salvage an outfit, and it's cold trying to travel this road. Plus I feel like I'm always stuck in this battling mode. My defenses are so up. The one thing I don't want is pity from no one. This city is no fun. There is no sun and it's so dark. Sometimes I just feel like I'm being pulled apart from each one of my limbs by each one of my friends. It's enough to just make me want to jump out of my skin. Sometimes I feel like a robot. Sometimes I just know not what I'm doing. I just flow right off the top of the dome. My head is a stovetop. I just explode. The kettle gets so hot. Sometimes my mouth just talks about shit that I don't get, but I've learned it's time for me to U-turn. Yo, it only takes me one time for me to get burned. I ain't failing next time. I can gain from what all I have learned. I can no longer play stupid or be immature. I got every ingredient. All I need is the courage. Like I already got the beat. All I need now are the words. I got the urge. Suddenly it's a surge. Suddenly a new burst of energy has occurred. Time to show these free world leaders the 3 1/3. I am no longer scared now. I'm free as a bird. Then I turn and cross over the median curve, hit the burst, and all you see is a blur from the other side of this. Alright, come on, let's cut the bullshit. I've heard enough. Let's get it started. Let's start addressing this issue and open it up. Let's take this shit back to the basement and we can discuss statements that's made on this tape and its whole origin of the music that we all know and love. The music we all enjoy. The music you accuse me of trying to destroy. Let's rewind it to when I was a boy on the east side of Detroit crossing into war territory. I'd like to share a story. This is my story and can't nobody tell it for me. You have well informed me. I am well aware that I don't belong here. You've made that perfectly clear. I get my ass kicked damn near everywhere. Lord, please help me up. I've had enough and now I don't know who I am. This was never my plan. This is the way it was supposed to be. I took it out of your hands. I took a chance, but how am I supposed to see when I'm blinded, when I'm broken, looking for a way to escape? I can't find it, but then I'm reminded of your grace. When I say I want to know you, I'm talking about the Holy Ghost running through my blood. I'm looking for that overflow, something I can love. You think the show's over? Oh no, it's just begun. Come on, you can call me special feature. Yeah, it's nice to meet you, but my name is not what you think it is. I came to teach you. Yo, I know a God who can save you, won't leave you. He don't show his face. Well, he don't really need to. I give him the glory for everything I have. He's more than just a story or something of the past. I ain't afraid to talk about it, ain't afraid to act. See, I'm just being me and I don't need a mask. You're all about the fast life, living for the money. A lot of people act like rap is tight when I'm running from the cops. See, to me that's nothing, but according to you, that might mean something. That's why I give it to you in a form you understand. I'm just tired of motherfuckers trying to play me like a Nintendo. Now how else do you think that I ever made it this far? By booting motherfuckers like a shooting star. Remembering back when I was looking out my bedroom window late one night to look up and see this shooting star, so I made this wish and said a prayer before going to sleep. So this is it. This is what I wished for, just isn't how I envisioned it. Fame to the point of improvement. I just thought that it would be different, but something changed the minute that I got a letter from a fan that said he's been praying for me every day, and for some reason it's been weighing on my mind heavy cause I don't read every letter I get, but something told me to go ahead and open it. But why would someone pray for you when they don't know you? You didn't pray for me when I was local, and as I lay these vocals I think of all the shit I had to go through just to get to where I'm at. I've already told you at least 8,000 times in these rhymes I appreciate the prayer, but I've already got God on my side and it's been one hell of a ride, hasn't it? Just watching it from an opposite standpoint, man, boys got to look nuts, and that's the only word I can think of right now on how to describe it. This is like a vibe you get cause God only puts us through as much as we can handle. So the ones that struggle the most have been chosen by God to be the strongest. Believe you are never alone. God is always with you. I ain't never giving up. Oh, now look at me losing control. I just don't know where to go. I'm getting lost in the moment, so just don't look at me when it's time for me to escape. It's time you relate, so follow me as I put this pen to this page and I just run away. But where are we running to? This lane we've been running through starting to get harder, and it's starting to bother you. Some of us get depressed, some of us go to music, some of us get stressed, others just push through it. So I'm going to push through this now and get lost in this. You've been patiently waiting to make it through all the hate, debating whether or not you can even weather the storm. As you lay on the table, they operating to save you. It's like an angel came to you, sent from the heavens above. They think they're crazy, but they're not crazy. Let's face it, shit, basically they're just playing sick. They ain't shit, they're not saying shit. Spray them 50, A to the K. If you get in the way, I'll bring Dre and them with me and turn this day into fucking mayhem. You staying with me, don't let me lose you. I'm not trying to confuse you. When I let loose with this Uzi and just shoot through your Azuzu, you get the message. Am I getting through to you? You know what's coming. You motherfuckers don't even know. Do you? Take some big and some Pac and you mix them up in a pot. Sprinkle a little Big L on top. What the fuck do you got? You got the realest and illest killers tied up in a knot. The juggernauts of this rap shit, like it or not, it's like a fight to the top just to see who die for the spot. You put your life in this, nothing like surviving a shot. Y'all know what time it is soon as he signs on this dot. Shit, what you know about death threats, cause I get a lot. Shady Records was 80 seconds away from the towers. Some cowards fucked with the wrong building. They meant to hit ours. Better evacuate all children. Nuclear showers. There's nothing spookier. You're now about to witness the power. I was just trying to get the two sides of the story, as Tupac was on one side and Biggie was on the other. I tell them I don't speak. I float in the air wrapped in a sheet. I'm not a real person. I'm a ghost trapped in my room. Yo, then they asked me if I wanted to go with them. I said no, I got to go to school, and he said that ain't no problem. My homie, come on. I said no, I don't really want to go, and you can tell, but he said that he was going to take me anyways, then grabbed me and pulled me into his ride as I yelled, what the hell? He said, come on, get on in the ride and let me take you to the other side. I said, inhale, exhale. I heard that your clientele is doing real well. My homie, you know you need to calm down before county run up in your house, but you don't want to hear that though. Your good days have come and gone. I tried to tell you. Now what's your name and tell me what's your claim to fame? You really trying to be living large like your last name was Kennedy? I tried to tell you, little man. Now how old are you and what you doing skipping school? I see you running with your lil crew out here fighting over red and blue. Now you want to claim gangs. Even heard that you bought a 9 milli man and that ain't it. You started out with chronic on the brain. Now you're smoking amphetamines. I ain't trying to sell your dreams. I'm just trying to show you that there is other ways to getting cream. Take it from me. Just go to school. Make something of your young life and watch it blow up. You ain't gotta stop being cool. You ain't even got to stop flossing fancy jewels and fast cars. Just keep it real with your game, son. Don't forget where you came from. Okay, so tonight we're going to pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars. I could really use a wish right now. I will keep you safe, man. Let me go with you. What you crying about? Just know when I'm gone, I can see you're sad. Even when you smile, even when you laugh, I can see it in your eyes. Deep inside, you want to cry cause you're scared. I ain't there. I'm with you in your prayers. No more crying. Wipe them tears. I'm here. No more nightmares. We going to pull together through it. No more pain. The stewardess said to fasten my seatbelt. I guess we're crashing, so if I'm not dreaming, I turn around, scream, die shady, and this hurts, but I never show. This pain you'll never know. If only you could see when push comes to shove. You got me, so when I'm gone, just carry on. Don't mourn, rejoice every time you hear the sound of my voice. Just know that I'm looking down on you, smiling, and I didn't feel a thing, so don't feel no pain. Just smile back. The sky darkens. My life flashes. The plane that I was supposed to be on crashes and burns to ashes. That's when I wake up. Alarm clocks ringing. There's birds singing. It's spring, and I hope you get this message. We family and ain't a damn thing change unless it's you, cause I need to be the leader. My crew looks for me to guide them, but this ain't what I'm in hip hop for. It's not why I got in it. That was never my object, for someone to get killed. Why would I want to destroy something I helped build? It wasn't my intentions. My intentions were good, so wait to start the mourning process, rebuilding, and you're still a work in progress. Our way of life is under attack. Those who make themselves our enemy are advancing around the globe. The survival of our friends is in danger. And yet no war has been declared. No borders have been crossed by marching troops. No missiles have been fired. If the press is awaiting a declaration of war before it imposes the self-discipline of combat conditions, then I can only say that no war ever posed a greater threat to our security. If you are awaiting a finding of clear and present danger, then I can only say that the danger has never been more clear and its presence has never been more imminent. It requires a change in outlook, a change in tactics, a change in missions by the government, by the people, by every businessman or labor leader, and by every newspaper. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no rumor is printed, no secret is revealed. It conducts the Cold War, in short, with a wartime discipline no democracy would ever hope or wish to match. I bet while I was away, you know, probably some of you got to thinking your top 10 ain't you. Stop, cause you fuckers are talking crazy, and stop interrupting. You're not even up in the conversation. Whether you're Tupac, Scott, or famous underground, Scott, or nameless, whatever your job is, you came to fuck with your occupation. You're thinking just cause you came in with scrubs and you brought the scalpel and sponged the oxygen tank and the suction and shot the brain surgeon stuck in the operating room. Once you done, swapped your name with him, smuggled in Ronald Reagan. If you fuck him up, Donald Hagen, while juggling waffles, baking fucking McDonald's egg and cheese sausage bagel finagle. They flung it across the table, then bump it and knock it, shake it, jumped and got in the way, then disrupted my concentration. You said fuck it and lost my patience since they all woke up from sedation. Ain't none of you Scott Mason. I know that it feels like this is all just a bad dream, but today the truth is you all are still there and I ain't. You know what, man, you got to move on. Don't ever give up the dream, dog. I got love for you all. It's true, we brought people together who never would have been in the same room if it wasn't for working together as a team. That's why the doctor put the pacemaker in me. Hey, like I said, I'll be back, scarred up, re-energized, and still going. You guys all called me the peacemaker. Look, I'm still flowing. I know when me and Em got together to do this music, the more we became an artist. We just developed a friendship through it. It's no pretending it's friendship. Enemies, relax, smoke yourself some chronic and light it up, cause you know I'm about to to blow up. You know the two of us in the same place at the same time. You know this is blowing up, but hey, you knowing what? I don't know if they know it or what, who's holding me up, slowing me down, and I do this for what, you acting like the sky is falling. I used to be the type of kid that would always think the sky is falling. Why am I so differently wired? Am I a Martian? What kind of twisted experiment am I involved in? Cause I don't belong in this world, that's why I'm scoffing at authority, defiant, often flying off at the handle at my mom. No dad, so I am non-compliant at home. At school I'm just shy and awkward, and I don't need no goddamn psychologist trying to diagnose why I have all these underlying problems, thinking he can try and solve them. I'm outside chalking up drawings on the sidewalk and in the front drive talking to myself, either that or inside hiding off in the corner somewhere quiet trying not to be noticed cause I'm crying and sobbing. I had a bad day at school, so I ain't talking. Some cocksucker shoved me into a fucking locker cause he said that I eyeballed him. I hope the world is very different now, for man holds in his mortal hands the power to abolish all forms of human poverty and all forms of human life, yet the same revolutionary beliefs for which our forebears fought are still at issue around the globe. The belief that the rights of man come not from the generosity of the state but from the hand of God, especially by affording them an opportunity peaceably to establish a form of government for their safety and happiness, that he would prosper our commerce, manufactures, fisheries, give success to the people in all their lawful industry and enterprise, that he would smile on our colleges, academies, schools, seminaries of learning, teaching them morals, religion, blessing all them and giving them the true spirit of their station, making them a public interest, save them from mistake, division, discord, that he ended the effusion of human blood and the accumulation of human misery among the contending nations of the earth by disposing them to justice, to equity, to benevolence, to peace, that he would extend the blessings of knowledge, of true liberty, of pure and undefiled religion throughout the world. You know, they ask me why I do this, like why I haven't given up in the past 5 years, and then I ask myself the same question. Man, I do it for the thrill and the fact I can't sleep. Every thought that I possess is a step to this dream. When you got time, it doesn't come aside with a receipt, because this feeling is so old you could sell it with antiques. I have a worthwhile goal, one worthy of total commitment and obsession to obtain, and know the necessary steps to achieve it, for I got this demo tape. It's more real than all the talking that people be talking, because it just got more real than you thought, for I look up to only one day, as it's time to rise, to take the stand, to do what's right, cause even if I died for them, maybe then they would start to get two sides of the story before knowing my health is to show them. It's crazy to see, it's like going back in time. It's up to me to make a change. If I can't change myself for the better me, then how can I be the one to show you? 2020, when I give sight to the blind, from me back to the Lord, and to show you I'm as real as I stand before you, from the time I had opened my eyes and looked into finding forgiveness, and only to show you the pain I suffered. I never want another to have to feel the pain I had to feel. Now I only try to overcome the past and try to be the better person by not falling victim to the evil things I sometimes have thoughts of acting upon. As I continued along my way, I'm in search to find this girl. It took me days to get there and I was very tired. My feet were sore from walking for so long. I remember as I'm halfway opening my eyes to notice, I hear this girl crying, and the sound I heard was as if someone was wringing out a cloth. The drops had very slowly came to drip into this pail of water. I was told I was going to die, back when I did not understand what death meant, till I reached out to God, asking why was I to die. There I was, not knowing why my life was flipped upside down after trying to reach out to God, not knowing or even understanding why I found myself on a dead-end road, really depressed walking down the road, and I came to find a goodwill. I remember I had written in this journal saying, "Forgive me, Father, for I have failed you," and had tossed it into one of the bins. I went to the very next bin and looked down to see this note. It had said, "For your times you give up, then I shall pick you up and carry you through your trials." I looked for some things that lifted myself back up and started walking further. I had came to this little white church called Living Hope. I met John. We had gone into the church. He handed me this little white Bible. I decided to dedicate the 86th page for the 86th year I was born. It was there in writing, where I had asked to receive my sight. He had told me, "For you have your sight. Now go tell your people how you have received your sight." As I walked along my way, I found myself knocking at the doors of those who had felt as lost as I had felt, and had gone through and felt just as much pain as I had. As I was walking down the road without nowhere to go, without being told I was not supposed to be here, after I was condemned to die, sentenced by a judge and a group of peers that are still good standing in this state, I remember they asked me if I have anything to say. I just asked if they can leave the light on when it starts to get dark. I then had fallen asleep and I had woken up in the early morning. I remember hearing the birds singing as the sun is shining through the trees into my eyes. I stand up, and as I start to step from out the bushes, I seen this doorway as bright as can be quickly light up, then as fast as I am to notice it, it was gone. As I continued along my way, I found this building. As I walk inside, I'm amazed by all the art I find hanging on the walls throughout the place. It brought back many childhood memories. I'm then greeted by a man. He gave me a quick tour of the place. I notice a basket of fruit setting in the middle of the table, and I have not eaten anything for what seemed like days, and I was so hungry I go to reach to pick up the fruit from out the basket, and as I do, I notice this her setting in front of it, and then the basket had lit up as well as the outline of this girl standing there. I think about the years I spent just passing through. I'd like to take the time I lost and give it back to you. I told her that every long lost dream is never forgotten and every prayer is heard, and God had given me the strength to walk across the waters. I keep hearing a voice that led me to where you are standing on a bridge waiting in the dark. That's when you hear me say, "You thought there's nothing but the rain, but if you listen close you will hear my footsteps on the ground." Keep listening to my voice, she replies, asking, "Isn't anyone trying to find me? Won't somebody come take me home?" I reply saying, "It's a damn cold night trying to figure out this life. If you jump, then how can I take you to somewhere new?" She replies saying, "I don't know who you are." I reply saying, "I'm with you. I'm looking for a place too. I'm searching for a face. Is anybody here I know? Nothing's going right. Why is everything a mess? No one likes to be alone. Why isn't there anyone trying to find me? Won't somebody come take me home? Why is everything so confusing? You know this. These are the reasons of why I hold on. If you take my hand, I promise to hold on and never let go. Maybe I'm just out of my mind. Man, I wish right now I could crawl through these speakers and somehow convince you not to go the same route she did. I wish I could change the fact that you feel defeated. I wish I could lock my arms around you and tell the devil to beat it, but I can't reach everyone, even though I do my best and try. Some people believe the lie that it's just best to die, and they think it's the simple way out, but they're not here to see the way things play out. They don't see the hurt, the cause, the pain they leave. I take this seriously. This isn't a game to me. Even thinking about ending your life is living dangerously, so please just listen to my voice. Right now you have a choice. You can choose life, or you can get drowned by the noise. Please don't do it. Please just ask for help. If not for your family, do it for yourself, cause now look, time has brought us together. I guess some would just call it fate, but now you know if you give up on me, I will still be there for you even in the dark. As I walked back across the waters the next day, I walked back them same roads, and I had met this old man that was working on a book, and through time we had became good friends, and I had learned he had lost faith to believing in God. His name was Don Grace, so I had told him God had sent me to meet you for the dawn of a new day, for the grace of a whole new beginning in time. You should know now that you're not alone, and don't ever forget what you have. Don't let the small things in life make you forget you can't take it all with you when you go, and everyone's life has a story behind it, so think about that before you judge someone, cause it's no matter how hard I try, there is going to be some things you're going to see that's going to make it hard to smile in the future, but through whatever you see, through all the rain and the pain, you got to be able to smile through all of this, and I guess I had to go to that place in order to get to this one. Why are your expectations so high? Is it the bar I set? My arms, I stretch but I can't reach a far cry from it, or it's in my grasp, but as soon as I grab, squeeze, I lose my grip like the flying trapeze. Into the dark I plummet, now the sky's blackening, I know the mark's high. Butterflies rip apart my stomach knowing that no matter what bars I come with, you're going to harp gripe, and that's a hard Vicodin to swallow. So I scrap these as pressure increases like khakis, I feel the ice cracking, because it's the curse of the standard, that the first of the Mather's disc set, always in search of the verse that I haven't spit yet. Will this step just be another misstep to tarnish whatever the legacy, love or respect I've garnered? The rhyme has to be perfect, the delivery flawless, and it always feels like I'm hitting the mark till I go sit in the car, listen and pick it apart like this shit is garbage. God's given me all this, still I feel no different regardless. Kids look to me as a god. This is retarded, if only they knew. It's a facade and it's exhaustive, and I try not to listen to nonsense, but if you bitches are trying to strip me of my confidence, mission accomplished. I'm not God sent. Nas, Rakim, Pac, Big, James Todd Smith, and I'm not Prince, so it's true, I'm a Rubik's, a beautiful mess, at times a juvenile. Yes, I goof and I just a flawed human, I guess, but I'm doing my best to not ruin your expectations and meet him. But first, speed him first. Now he's going too fast. Is he going to shout or curse me out this time? There was a time I had the world by the balls, eating out my palm every album song I was spazzing the fuck out on, and now I'm getting clowned and frowned on, but the only one who's looking down on me that matters now is gone. Am I lucky to be around this long? Begs the question though, especially after this message. This rhyme is yesterday fades and the Dresden home is burned to the ground, and all that's left of my house is the lawn. The crowds are gone and it's time to wash out the blonde, and my sales decline. The curtains drawn, they're closing the set, but I'm still poking my head from out behind, and everyone who has doubt has now been reminded. So now go ahead and take your best rhyme and outdo it. Now do it 1,000 times. Now let 'em tell ya the world no longer cares or gives a fuck about your rhymes, and as I grow out of sight, out of mind, I might go out of mind, cause how do I ever let this mic go without a fight when I made a fucking tightrope out of twine? But when I do fall from these heights though, I'll be fine. I won't pout or cry or spiral down or whine, but I'll decide if it's my final bow this time around, cause I'm only human, just like you. I've been making my mistakes. Oh, if you only knew. I don't think you should believe in me the way that you do, cause I'm terrified to let you down. Oh, if I walked on water, I would drown.